Turn the volume down on here. Turn the mic up here. I should bring this mic closer. So, Stacey Sue. Unique New York. Unique New York. I don't know why that's my joint.
Where does that come from?
I think that's from Anchorman.
I gotta watch that movie again.
Unique.
That's one of the ones. It's just like you keep finding gems in it.
Yo, they will forever be gems in Anchorman, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Tell me when we live.
Oh yeah, we're live. We're here.
All right, we live. All right, bet. Hold on, let me find a video. Oh yeah, boom, we are here. You online, boy. We right here.
We're right here, cuz. We're right here, cuz.
All right, you know what's up? It's Friday.
Yes,
Time
sir.
for another episode of UnQuantized podcast.
Bike.
Facts. We are bike. No more COVID for your boy. It's over.
You COVID free, man?
COVID free, bro. I'm free. Free, feeling 100.
No more Ronies.
No more Ronies. Not the tender ones. None of them.
None of the Ronies.
Facts. Man. How was your week?
Oh man, it was kind of hectic. I ain't even gonna front. I had a whole bunch of random shit that's kind of going on, and so past 2 days I ain't feel like doing nothing. I just been making beats and not doing anything and shopping. So that's been my week. Is just extremely stressed out and then not doing anything.
Sounds fire.
You know what I mean? You got to balance it out. You know what I mean?
Sounds fire. Yeah. Oh, I put out an email too right before the show.
Uh-huh.
And I said that today I was going to be super transparent about like how I got some of my brand deals and stuff like that, because I think we posted a clip last week about royalties from companies, getting royalties from companies, and people were hitting me like, that sounds cool, but no one talks about how to land these things and how to, like, how did you even get to that point? And I was like, fair question. And they're just like, no one talks about this type of stuff. So I'm like, fair. So I'll get into that like a little later on in the show.
Damn, we about to spill some of the sauce.
Man, listen.
But they can't get lost in the sauce. But you can be born with the sauce, but you also could be born without the sauce. You get what I'm saying?
Well, I'm gonna spill some of the sauce.
Okay.
Might be so much sauce you do get lost in it.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Have you remember that clip of Gucci and he talking to the dude? It's one of those clips I watch all the time, bro. Because it's so ignorant and it's so poetic at the same time. It's like this is like pre-jail Gucci. Well, this is like pre-reform Gucci. You know what I mean? Like where he's like changed. And the dude was like, can you get lost in the sauce? And Gucci gives this whole like, it's very hood ratchet, but it's so poetic of like, you can get lost in the sauce, but the sauce is within you. You got to work it. You know what I mean? And the way he says it is so perfect, dog. It's like when I'm like, that was a good moral.
No, I'm not going to ever listen to that because I'm afraid I'm going to understand it.
Oh, right. It's great. Gucci for president.
Yeah, facts though. Bruh, so today, random as hell, going to the chiropractor, and I think the wife and I decided to listen to Aaliyah's first album and Missy's first album.
Did you stream it? Aaliyah?
Yes.
Ooh, you unlocked the new Aaliyah? We
I put the code in, bro. I put the code in.
Back, forth. Back, forth.
That's the code.
Now everybody has Aaliyah on Spotify.
Yo, what's that Aaliyah code again, bro? Y'all said it on the podcast. So, two things. Number one, I think I want to bring back Shakers. I don't even know if that's possible. Yo, both of those albums.
I ain't heard a good Shaker in a minute, dog. I ain't even gonna cap, bro.
Now, yo, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna bring back Shakers.
It's right now. It's rare occasions where it's like appropriate Shaker time. That is a good point, bro. I never thought about that.
Dog,
you not much Shakers these days.
No, Shakers don't exist anymore. No one's shaking. Nobody's shaking. So I'm gonna bring those back. Also, not only that, I got some of the best Shakers ever. I was Shaker guy.
Shake Shack?
Yeah, I was Shake Shack. Points. I was definitely Shake Shack. So I'm bringing back all the old Shakers. That's number one. Number two is not really trivia, but did you know? I don't know if people remember on Missy's first album, You actually don't hear Missy until the second verse of the second song. Let me repeat that. On Missy's first album, her debut album, you do not hear Missy at all until the second verse of the second song.
Really? I had to go back and listen.
The first song is too long to be an interlude. It's actually a short song. It's Busta Rhymes doing the entire intro. He raps and he talks about Missy.
That's crazy.
Then the second song comes on, beat plays, and you expect to hear Missy, but guess what you hear? Lil' Kim for a whole verse. And then Missy comes in.
In a way, that's kind of swaggy, though. That's kind of like confident as hell. Like, hey,
on your debut album, bro.
I'm so cold that y'all can wait. That's kind of fire, bro.
You know what it's finna be. You know what it's finna be. Just hold tight.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to take my time with this one.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's just random. That was a random observation I had today. Yeah.
I've been going back to listen to a bunch of like old like catalogs, and I'll be like I have like last week it was Gucci. I just had like a whole Gucci Man like weekend where that was all old Gucci. I think I'm gonna go Missy Elliott. I think it's a good time. I think you set the vibe. You know what I mean? I think it's a Missy. You know, study some production, catch some vibes,
bring back the shakers.
Yeah, and you got to listen to like the B cuts. You know what I mean? You got to get them album joints where it's like it won't the single. You know what I mean? But it's the ones. Yeah.
Dog, that first album, it's fire. The song with her and Genuine, I always loved. It's a ballad. That's one of my joints. But that first album is fire. I think I'm gonna just go through the whole catalog. It started with the first Aaliyah album, and then I was like, that was on the way to the chiropractor. On the way back, I'm like, let's just go first Missy album and listen to that joint.
Hey, let's bring back like all the animal sounds. Like let's go full like Zaboomafone. You know what I mean? I want to go full like what is the joints used to come in the mail? Zoo Books. I want to go full Zoo Books. No, I'm about to start having manatee cries in the back.
That's a fact. Hey, listen, man.
Yeah, that's from the Atlantic Ocean. They ain't the Pacific Ocean. Hey, they ain't Pacific Ocean manatees. Them the Atlantic, cuz you hit a pitch on that, cuz it's different. You know what I mean?
Facts. Dead Sea snakefish face. But okay. So going back, I'm all over the place here. But I was just looking at Instagram, and remember last week we talked about why producers are scared to use loops. And that topic kind of went. It really went. And it was a good topic. So to kind of piggyback on that, I have a bit of a riddle, kind of a question. So a lot of people in the comments are like, I don't like using loops because I don't want to use the same loop that somebody else uses, and now we use the same loop. And I get it. There could be an argument made for being, creative and chopping up the loop and all that. That's not what this is about. The riddle is this. If a producer leaves New York traveling at 60 miles per hour, if
I hated these in high school.
If 4 producers, if 10 producers use the exact same loop, how many producers get a placement?
That's the part where people.
The real question is, how many producers actually get placements? That's the real question. I think people might be concerned. People are putting the cart before the horse and might be a little concerned about the wrong thing. It's not if you use the same loop as somebody, because it's like NBA rules, bro. 1% of the people that are trying to do this are going to be the ones to actually make it. Right. So while you're out here like, these other 9 people use the exact same sample, it's like, how many of you guys are really going to get a placement? And that is where the focus needs to be.
Right. And it's like, surprise, guys, that mini Rippleton sample that you chopped up, 1,000 people have placed that same sample and chopped it up exactly how you're doing it, the exact same way. So just get it out your mind. You know what I mean? Just be creative.
That's a fact, man.
And I think, I don't want to say it's like, because of course you could take a loop, you just drag it over. But I feel like just assuming that you're going to make the same beat as someone, to me, is like, it's hard for me to copy people, bro. At this point, if I make a beat, it's still going to sound like I tried to make a beat.
Right.
And I feel like you're the exact same way. Every time you make a beat, bro, I could tell as soon as it plays, I'm like, oh, that's Oracle. You have a style to how you make music, and the same way for me, right?
Likewise,
and so it's like if I had a loop it's going to be my style. Even if it's the same loop somebody else, I'm going to chop it different. I'm going to do something differently than other people will. And I feel like if that's a concern, you just need to figure out how to use your tools better. You just need to learn more tools and like resources to kind of flip stuff and keep stuff interesting. That's really all it is.
Yo, well said by the man with the shades on.
Yes, sir.
For sure. Man, but yeah, and even if all 10 of y'all use the same loop, is it the same audience? Chances are it's going to be total different audiences for all 10, 20, 30 of y'all. You know what I mean? Unless you get a placement, then it's going to be a broader audience. But the chances of the other 9 people's beats even being heard by more than 35, 50 people, or maybe a couple hundred people if you put it on Instagram, very small audience. And I just think people are worried about the wrong things. And I don't want people to get caught up in this. You know what I mean? Like you way above.
You're right. It's like when
your
people
pay grade on the concern scale, you know.
It's like when people don't really make beats, they're trying to get into learning. They be like, what if somebody steals my music? It's like, bro, you haven't learned how to make the music yet. Even worry about that part first. That's
a fact.
Figure the basics out and then worry about, and that's not even, I mean, it's an issue, but you know, I feel like people get concerned about problems. I think because people don't look at the whole scope of things. I think people don't look at it like, here's the end result, and then I'm working backwards. They just looking at like they're trying to find stuff that's wrong, you know what I mean? And then this is like that's what they harp on instead of understanding the process where you could be like, oh, I get it. This is part of the flow. Cool. I'm gonna keep it pushing.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So, yeah, I just thought that was something cool to touch on because you know a lot of people just don't really think about that.
No, that's facts. So let's see who we got in the chat. We got Quintendo Power. What up, bro? We got Soul Avery. What up, man?
Yes, sir.
JG. It makes me think of MJG.
Facts.
Don't make me. That was a hard beat, bro. That beat is so gangster. Still to this day, bro.
100.
Let's see. Wiseman, what up, bro?
Yo, Wiseman been doing this thing.
Oh, he been going crazy.
Oh, he got the whole EP with Orchestra Pit too. It's amazing, bro. It's amazing.
And smart. Because like the content stuff, how he's doing content, like the reactions, like the quick, easy content, but it's relative, is on point, it's on trend. Smart, super smart. I see what you're doing there. I see what you're doing.
That is a very good point. That is a nice way to watch someone take one thing, being a sample pack, and then turn it into probably now at least a month's worth of content.
Oh yeah, he killing.
Kind of genius, son.
Man, teach me the ways. Help me with the content, bro. I need to get
not teach me the way.
Yeah, no, he's going crazy.
Yo, hilarious. Hold on. Okay. I'm gonna get to that later.
I got something for you.
Okay.
DJ Paul seemingly teases versus battle between 3 6 Mafia and Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Ooh.
I don't know.
I'm not mad at that. No, I'm not mad at the songs that'll be played.
And here's my ignorance, okay? I know it's parts of stuff where I know musically I'm ignorant and I shouldn't be. I'm not the biggest Bone Thugs and Harmony fan, and it's only because I just don't know as much.
Nor am I. I just want to hear a lot of 3 6 Mafia songs.
That's all I care about. 3 6 now? We talking 3 6 Mafia, bro. All of it, bro. Yeah. Run it. That's my vibe.
Bone is definitely an iconic group in hip hop. Do not get me wrong. And their hits, bro,
crazy.
Gets no bigger than those hits. But just like you, I'm kind of ignorant to the catalog. So yeah, it's like no shade or nothing about Bone. It's just if you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah, outside of the main stuff, I have no idea. Like the main stuff, of course, I know DJing and playing stuff out, but like any album bro, I couldn't tell you, but bro, I can rap some country black right now, dog. What you want? Project Pat, bro, I can give you verses, dog. Like,
facts.
You know what I mean?
I have no deep cuts from Bone. None.
Bro, I had a spinner chain in high school, dog. You know what I mean? Come on, man. You remember the shoes with the spinners inside the shoes? I didn't have those, but I was there.
We don't even have a sound. We don't even have a sound effect for what you talk about right now.
Oh, disappointment sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, not that one. But yeah, I mean, I think I get why that matching works. I just don't know enough about Bone, and I don't know who else they would get for that. I couldn't think of a better matchup for 3 6.
Agreed.
But I mean, I'll be excited though. I'm a huge Juicy J fan.
Who would 8 Ball and MJG go against?
That's tough, man. Because I feel like, that's tough. Because I'm trying to think of a group that's like that. Because I would say UGK, but I feel like that's not a good matchup. It's like different weight classes, but same kind of vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like underground rap legends. Because I feel like 8 Ball and MJG, they don't get enough respect for what they did, as far as the whole Memphis and all that. But I'm trying to think of a group that was like had hits like that, but you could compare. Dang, bro, that's a tough one.
They gotta go against somebody.
The Youngbloods. Youngbloods had a run though. They had a run.
I wanted to laugh, but I'm like, it might be cool. Okay,
show 3, and it was necessary.
Since we in versus land, here's the verses that I heard. I was talking about. I think with my wife, and it sounded kind of crazy when you think about it. But the more we talked about it, it started to make sense. TLC versus Destiny's Child.
Oh, I'm not mad at that at all. I'm not mad. That joint's gonna do numbers.
Oh, amazing numbers. But I'm like, yo, if you think about it, that's a good matchup, bro.
And TLC might. I mean, as great as Destiny Child is, just hit wise, TLC, I feel like have bigger hits. Just me guessing. If I look at the catalog, it might be different. But just me off the top of my head, I think TLC might have that. But Beyonce got the star power, bro. It's gonna be hard to match that, bro. Beyonce can whisper Halo and just and snap, and the brain's gonna go crazy, dog. You know what I mean?
Well, first of all, Beyonce's not coming to that.
That is also true.
But yeah, if you just think about the songs, like no solo songs, just from the actual groups themselves, bruh, that's a good match.
Come on, man, that would be so great. And then what if Beyonce had one of them Jada moments where it's like she put the team on her back? You know what I mean? She just she snatched the mic, start doing some choreography. Come on,
that'd be fire, dog. She like start messing with T-Boss in the lawn chair and shit. Like, start pulling her leg out the lawn chair.
It's like that part of Drumline where Nick Cannon does the solo and everybody has to follow behind him. It's like, damn it, Nick.
Facts though. But yeah, that would be a verse I like to see. Somebody said Outkast for 8 Ball and MJG.
Nah. Different weight class. I get what you're saying. Different weight class though.
Definitely.
Outkast is like the Lakers, and I'd say 8 Ball and MJG are like Toronto Raptors. You made it to the top. Greatness, but it ain't Lakers greatness. It ain't 17 championship greatness. You know what I mean?
Listen, bro. Yeah. Now, Outkast versus somebody, I don't even know.
Outkast is hard. That one's because they're so great, man.
Well, you got to match up not regionally, but it has to be something like they're a tough group to match up with. Really tough.
That's really tough. I feel like it was one more versus thing. Hold on. See. Okay, no, that was it.
Somebody said TLC might pull it off. Yeah.
I think TLC got some.
And TLC has all the same members. They do. They do have all the same members. There was actually 4 Destiny's Child. Five total
more,
members.
yeah.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah, people forgot about Latavia. And I forgot.
Bro, Destiny's Child is so good. That beat is so crazy, dog. I was trying to flip it the other day. I was like, I gotta figure out what this synth is, bro. That beat is so hard, bro.
Fire. Somebody said Goody Mob. Nah, Outkast versus Goody Mob.
That's like the meth and Red is just like
that's just gonna be it's gonna be cousins.
Yeah, it's
cousins
a cookout. Yeah, everybody playing music.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna play a song you featured on, and you gonna play a song I was featured on. And that's what we're gonna do.
Did you? I used to work with this dude named Backbone, part of Goody Mob, bro. His dog helped me when I first came to Atlanta. He helped me, bro. Put me on to a lot of people, man. Shout out to him, dog. Super legend, dog. He's good. I gotta hit him up, man. I ain't talked to him in years.
Facts, though, man. So, okay, outside of bringing back Shakers, let's think about some things that need to be brought back.
It's funny you brought this up because the other day I was thinking about what are producer trends that I don't want to see.
Ooh, I know. Oh, wait, I got one.
Mm-hmm.
The scratch. You know the.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Don't ever bring that back.
You know the one that I hated, bro, is speaking of Destiny Child, that I call it the bubble era where the tempo would switch up and everything and it's like everything would just I didn't like that pattern, bro. It just like that bounce was so weird to me, bro. I mean, it was a vibe, their hits, but that time, bro, just like, all right, I'm cool on that vibe, bro.
Facts. By the way, if you're in the chat, give us something, a production technique that either should be brought back or you never wanted to come back. But bruh, I know in the Rough Riders era, that's scratch.
Oh yeah.
And it was just during that entire time of production, like people overused the fake scratch. And I didn't like it at the time. But
what about the pitch wheel Scott Storch strings? Dog, my pitch wheel ain't seen no action. No, my pitch wheel just sit there, bro. Like, come on, dog, please.
You don't want to get the Arabic slides? You don't want to do that?
Bend the note, please help me.
The Arabic slides. You don't want that. Okay.
That was a moment, though. That was a time, a good time.
That was a fact. I want to see the 8 on the offbeat, the 808 on the offbeat come back. Ooh. Somebody did that on a song recently. Like it don't hit on the one, it hits on like the you know.
You hear it every once in a while, but that's rare.
Yeah,
hit Crash.
Oh, Crash.
I don't know why crashes make beats sound so cheap, bro. I heard this beat the other day and had a crash, and it ruined the whole song for me. As soon as I heard the crash, I'm like, ew, what is that?
What about a crash replacement? Could there be a crash replacement that went where crashes would be?
I mean, I'll use an open like a crash sometimes, but it's that open sound. You know what I'm saying? It's never that crash that, you know what I'm saying?
That's super.
That heat makers. I can't.
You ever open a can of soda and the bubbles make that snort? Right. You can use that instead of a crash.
Yeah, I was cool on that.
I tell you when crashes make things sound better. Live finger drumming.
Oh yeah.
That's the only time. No other time.
I feel like you only use crashes when it's like live drums. The drums got to feel authentic. But like
facts,
trap beats with crashes in it feels every time I'm like, why? Who put this there?
Facts, bro. Elevate says the scratch is built into every sound kit on every board. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, anytime you got a new piece of equipment, when equipment started coming with sounds back in those days, that scratch was in there, bro. I believe on that it's behind me somewhere, that Korg joint, they have a bank on there. It's bank H or bank something that you cannot erase. And I don't like that. And there's a scratch in there.
They're like, oh, you about to get this scratch.
Yeah, oh yeah. So I always got that on deck. Anybody need that? Come see your boy.
Did you
question you?
I think it was Mad Skills. He had posted up on Instagram where he didn't realize that the Swiss Beats what's the name of the song?
Oh yeah, Down South.
That comes as a preset. It's a demo on the keyboard. He didn't realize I think it's a Roland one.
The Roland, I think it was a JV 2080 or JV 8080, one of those joints.
That it was like that. It's just like the demo. That's just like when you start that mug up and press play, it's and he just flipped it. And everybody was like, yo, I never knew that. I'm like, dang, that's crazy, dog. It's a few of them like that though. Because isn't Thriller like that? That the beginning sound for Thriller, isn't that it's like a stock sound? Yeah. A lot of them.
So wait,
got
a bonus.
Oh, what's that?
The Down South one. Yes, it's from one of the Rolling joints. Also, on the same album, I believe there's another Rolling demo joint. Eve, the Eve song.
Which one?
What y'all niggas want?
Oh, for real?
Yeah. It's like the Latin demo. It's the Latin demo.
Yeah, they was like, all right, Swiss. All right, bro.
Hey, he was like, it's here and it's dope. I'm gonna use it.
Hey, I ain't mad at you. Hey, he made some hits off the joints.
Facts, though. Like I said, both of them joints, I think, was on the same album. He was like, listen.
I'm in a vibe right now.
Facts. Like, have you heard these demos? What?
Bro, you would be amazed at how many like songs just come from these little stock sounds. You know what I mean? Like So it's just like, yo, they be right in front of you. So you can't be mad at people now. If everybody like the one that flipped me out the other day was the ASAP Rocky one with Skepta, Praise the Lord with the whistle, the do, 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 do. That joint. It's called Praise the Lord. Yeah, bro, that's a Logic loop.
Listen,
I had no idea, bro. I was like, yeah, that's crazy.
Bro, you want niggas in Paris?
Oh, that was another one. I was like, bro, I had no idea.
I'm not mad.
I'm not mad either. I just didn't know, bro.
The one that everybody freaked out about, and you remember the big hoopla back in the day was when Polo used
Love in This Club.
Yeah, the garage band joint for Love in This Club. I'm like, bro, that's what it's here for.
It was so genius. I was like, Umbrella is a loop from was it Logic? Yes, a Logic loop.
Yeah.
Or Garage. That's what it is, Garage Band.
Listen, bro. I can't understand how people are mad at people for using samples that are in a sample pack that should be used by people making beats. Like, I don't get it.
Right, exactly.
Like that, bro, that's why they were created. That's what they're here for. The fact that
that's real.
You wouldn't use it and somebody else has less of an ego and makes a hit out of, that's the thing too. You're like, man, I'm not using that. It's stock, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And then somebody comes along with it, makes one of the biggest songs ever.
Did you see, I don't know where I saw it. I feel like it's Kenny Beats. If I'm wrong, please forgive me. But he's talking about how it's a genius has making like an online doll, right? And it's super simple. It's in the browser. And he's like, to us, it might not be nothing, but some kid is going to see this and make some little random 808 beat, right? And it's going to blow up on TikTok. And he's going to say, I made it in a browser in Genius, and then it'll take off. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, yo, all people need to do is just see that it's possible. It doesn't matter really if where the sounds are coming from and how you get it. It's just like, what is the product? Do people like it? And then that's all that matters. You know what I mean?
I think we actually stumbled onto a great topic, and that is producers putting up these imaginary roadblocks and these imaginary boundaries for themselves. Like, oh, I can't use this, or I'm not going to use that. It could tie back into the sample thing. I would never use a loop because I make stuff organically and I play and all that stuff, and that's cool. But why wouldn't you? Like there's no real reason. A lot of it is sometimes ego. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the ego in a person. Like I would never do that. But I don't think people stop and step back and be like, yo, some of the people you admire and love and have made some of the greatest music in history, they didn't have that same imaginary roadblock, and they went on to make some of the greatest music in history. And meanwhile, you're like, nah,
you know. And not all of them, but I think some of them are people who don't do it as a job. It's more of a hobby. Because when it's more of a hobby, you don't have that pressure. But when you have your job is, I have to make beats and I'm not going to eat until I get this place or I sell this beat, then your output starts becoming different, because you're like, all right, bro, I got to be productive in this situation.
It's whatever.
So it's like, yo, how am I gonna get these ideas? Is it gonna come from one of my friends? Am I getting a sample pack? Where's it gonna come from? Because I need to make 5 beats today, and then tomorrow I'm gonna need to make 5 beats the next day. So after a while, bro, I stopped caring about. I'm like, bro, if it's one of the homies, send me the loop, bro. If we gotta split it, how are we gonna do it? Let's go. If it's a sample pack, I want a good idea. I want a song. That's what I care about at the end of the day.
Right. There's gonna be a demand. If you have a demand, you're gonna accomplish this by any means necessary. And your goals have a demand. That's the thing. If you really, even if you don't have people constantly asking you for work, if you really have a goal or a destination that you're trying to get to, that's going to put a demand on you. And you're not going to be like, I could just slow bop on the way to this goal. Like, nah, I really got to get it done by any means necessary. And like you said, hit up the homies, maybe get some sample packs, do whatever I got to do to accomplish it. Not like, I believe it's a luxury to really be like, nah, I won't do this. I won't do that. Some of it's personal preference, but a lot of it, it's just a luxury of the ego.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm not mad at it. It's just don't bash people for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just don't get mad at other people for choosing something different than you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you want to be super, picky about what you sample, that's cool. Like, make that be your thing. Just don't be bashing people who use loops and be like, oh, that's not producing. It's like, dog, it's so weird how in production people will like just name something slightly different and then act like it's completely different. Like the sample pack versus sampling a person, it's still the wildest joint. You know what I mean? To me, you know what I mean? It's just like, bro, it's the same concept, bro. You know what I mean?
100%. And there are certain people that have the what am I trying to say? Certain people have this thought of double dipping when it comes to sample packs, and I totally understand where they're coming from. And they're kind of like, they're like, if I buy the sample pack, why would I have to, pay and split publishing or have to get it cleared? I already bought the sample pack. And both of us, we have royalty-free sample packs, but then we have some where you need master clearance. And just like you said earlier, it's the same thing as sampling a person off a record. I'm from that school. So you go and you buy the record, but that doesn't mean that you don't have to clear the sample.
Right, exactly.
You bought it to have it. And in a way, if you think about sample packs, that's how the company itself stays alive. You know what I mean? But you buy it, and then if you want to use it, there's a licensing aspect to it. Sounds like regular business to me. Yeah.
That's why I think it's just not knowing thing a lot of the times. It's just a lot of times it's people be like, oh man, this is how it is. I saw some random YouTube video where somebody says this is the pure way to do it, and this is how I believe it is. And it's like, nah, bro. Like, you would be so surprised of how many hits is made out of the same loops that everybody had access to, just right in front of your face. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, take it or leave it. Play the game or get left.
Facts.
Yeah.
It's about the result. At the end of the day, it's about the result. It's about the product. It's about the song. The consumer doesn't care if you use the loop. They don't have any knowledge of that. So I just think that a lot of producers should maybe keep that in mind when they're making music. And I believe that the output would be greater and you'll get further.
Yeah, I think if we just stop putting so many constraints of like, oh, I got to make it this way and just make music. Like Jay, we always talk about Jay, who introduced me to Oracle, right? He would always say the main thing I always remember him saying is make a good song. It's going to find a home. Don't worry about anything else. Don't worry about the trend. Just make good songs, bro. That's your goal. You know what I mean? And that always like stuck with me of, just try to make the best song. Because it might not be what's in now, but 10 years from now, it could be the greatest song because I'm making, it's going to be timeless because it's not following whatever. I'm doing what I'm thinking about. You know what I mean? And it's just like, man, I just feel like more people need to open up because if you put those boundaries on how you create, I mean, in a way, boundaries could be good as far as like, like helping you push to do different stuff. But like, if you put too many boundaries on yourself, I feel like it's just like you limiting what you could be the greatest person at making pop music. And you just keep saying, I'm never going to play those chords. And so you'll never get to that part. You know what I mean?
Yes. Don't make your imaginary boundaries your prison.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's see what this chat talking about.
Let's see. Hey, Eyebrow says tambourine can be overused too.
Hey, facts though.
I think he meant to put LOL. It just like I misread it. Let's see. See, if you're a certain level, probably it's pride. You don't want to use another producer's loops, bro. I don't care, bro. I'm using all the bro. I'll tell you now. I use all the homie sounds. I hit Oracle up all the time. Ask for sounds. He hit me up, ask for sounds. I use Diego sounds, bro. I don't care, bro. That's that's what we make them for. That's the whole point of it.
No, I don't have that. I just don't have that part of the ego. And a lot of people that you admire, they don't have that part of the ego either. I mean, if you think about it, the way most people know me is because I started out being a sound designer for very big, well-known producers who were actually using my sounds. They didn't care that the sounds came from somebody else. And, so they were very open-minded. A lot of people I work with were open-minded. I've never been in a session with a major producer that was like, I won't use that or I won't use this. Because like you said, they're trying to make the best song possible.
Exactly.
That's the goal. Anything else don't matter.
Hey, exactly.
Yeah.
Let's see. Free music, Quintino. Dope. Yeah, definitely agree.
I'm trying to get my what's called? Come on. Trying to get there you go.
Oh, okay. So your sounds are amazing and people are lucky to have a shot to even use them. Hey, appreciate
you. Yeah. Facts though.
Illmind knocks out 7 smashes a day on the stream. Oh, he be going crazy.
See? Oh yeah, he's
he be going crazy.
Ham sandwich with it.
Him, Kenny Beats. The Twitch community, producer community is kind of fire, bro. I don't know like how much you be on Twitch.
Not much, but I do see
Twitch is a wild place, bro.
I know.
Bro, I have a picture, bro. It's from 10 years ago, and I was streaming on Justin TV, which is Twitch. And I was making beats on Twitch 10 years ago, dog. And I was like, bro, it's so weird how I was doing all this stuff and then just never. I was doing it because I thought it was cool and nobody was doing it at the time. And then now it's like that's like the standard. And then I don't do it. And I don't do it at all now, in which I need to get better about. But you know, that community is crazy. Twitch in itself is wild, bro. Like I was watching, I don't know how this dude I watch. It's gonna sound crazy trying to explain it, bro. So this guy, he's known for being short. So that's part of his joke, right? New York dude. He hired 2 little people. It sounds crazy, bro. He hired 2 little people to come play Twister with them on stream, and it was like, and they're all from New York, so that the accents are mad aggressive. It was, I was like, how did I get here on the internet, bro? How did I even get here? But it was so entertaining, bro. So that's Twitch for you. You'll see stuff like that. You're gonna see people making beats. You'll see Guap Dad recording on Pro Tools. I'm like, this is cool. This is like your own TV channel. You know what I mean?
Super inside look at what's going on. Damn.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, shout out to the Twitch community.
Yeah. It gets wild though.
Facts.
Oh, have you seen the Souja Boy stuff?
What Big Souja doing now?
He does the same thing every time, bro. So he basically says he owns a company, and then the company be like, bro, what are you talking about? So he basically said, I own Atari, I'm the CEO, and then Atari is like, bro, no. What are you talking about?
Talking about, bro. Are you telling me that my man said he's the CEO of Atari?
Yeah, really? So he made a whole video saying he got bought out. It's gonna be like 140 million. He's a new CEO of Atari. And then they quickly was like, nah, bro. His name is Wade. His name is Wade. That's our guy.
Know what's crazy? Souja Boy don't need to do that because he gets a lot of credit when he says he's the first rapper to do X, Y, and Z. 99% of the time, it's true. You find out, well, not 99% of the time, but a lot of the time, it's actually true. He could stand on that alone. But when you start to bring these other things in, then you look questionable.
Oh, hold on. Let me take the glasses off of this. Okay, we got to clip this one. Ooh, that light is bright. Sorry. Nice. I know my eyes is like, but so I thought about this the other day, bro. So Souja Boy has been on this campaign. First of all, Souja Boy, y'all know, man, I'm a Souja Boy fan, bro. You know what I mean? Stacks on deck. You know what I mean? I'm a fan. But he's running with this propaganda that he gave Drake this line that tell me what's really going on, right? Which seems correct, right? If you don't know that comes from Shawty Low, bro. That's a Shawty Low line, bro. So Souja Boy took that line from Shawty Low, and then Drake took that from Souja Boy. So inherently, Drake got that line from Shawty Low.
Facts. But now, okay, so technically, Souja Boy could be right, but does Souja Boy ever tell the part about how he got it from Shawty Low?
Never. He never brings that up. That's the part where that's the problem. He influenced Drake, which is true, but that is bar for bar, word for word. A Shawty Low. It's I'm the man. I'm the man. What's happened? Oh, because you know I got per 17.5. It's that same line. He says it all in there. And I was thinking about because I saw something with Souja. He brought it up again. I'm like, no, that's a Shawty Low song. And I'm like trying to remember what the song is. Huge Shawty Low fan. You know what I mean? So it's like, and I'm like, bruh, he capping, bro. Like, and I feel like it's such a random song that unless you just hear it, you're not gonna remember it like that. You know what I mean?
It's one of the things like, yo, I didn't lie. I just didn't tell the other part.
I admitted the truth. You know what I mean?
Still no bueno.
Yeah, man.
No bueno. Because you could have, in my mind, you could have took the credit for that, but also gave the credit to where you got it from. It could have been a win-win. You could have been like, I did this and paying homage to,
and people gonna respect it because everybody likes Shawty Lo. You know what I mean? He was legend in the Atlanta streets. So it's like, it's just so weird, bro. I was just like, am I the only one who peeped this?
No, but I don't know, but that's a very, very good point. But
I'm also a hood Atlanta music historian from that era. If it's that era, I probably know all the details of all the Trap Atlanta records. You know what I mean? So
you know all Pee Wee Longway songs?
It's good catalog of Pee Wee. You know what I mean? I'm familiar. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Okay.
Deep cuts.
What else we got? Oh, you see Kendrick is going to be releasing his last album with TDE.
I was in a barbershop just having a long Kendrick conversation. But no, I did not hear that.
Yeah, so he announced today. He put a tweet or an Instagram post up and basically announced that this is his last album with TDE, and he don't know what he's doing next. And shout out to TDE. It's not like a bad I'm leaving. It was like hey, I'm either about to retire or do something else, or I have no idea. So I'm going to give y'all this and leave me alone.
Well, dog, that's what I was about to ask. Is it a retirement thing or is it a, I'm just maybe going on to something else? Like,
I don't know. With Kendrick, I don't know. Because Kendrick if anybody would just retire out the game, I feel like Kendrick would be one of those people that's just like,
him and J. Cole.
Yeah, because he's such a purist about rap. Like, so if he just decided to quit, he's like the Dave Chappelle. Like, he would turn down the big bag, the $50 million for his sanity and creativity. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm not mad at. I completely get. You know what I mean? So it's like, I have no idea what he's gonna do.
Okay. Hey, man. Well, hey, shout out to Kendrick on his endeavors, young.
But I like the way they did it though, because they make it seem like it's not like we're beefing. It's like this is a celebration. This is like, we reached our goal. Our goal was to reach all these people and make great music, and we did it. So now it's on to the next thing.
Yeah, doing something else.
Yeah,
doing something else. About to invest. About to follow the Nas Hove blueprint joint.
Hove.
Facts. Okay. So
like Lupe. We're not mad at Lupe.
Nah.
So is he still beefing with Royce?
With Royce? Dog, I caught
that real?
I caught none of that. Did you catch any of that?
Bro, it's so much beef and stuff going on that I have no idea I keep seeing Tekashi and stuff. I'm like, why? I don't know what's going on, bro.
I'm gonna need for the people that own Clubhouse to cut it out.
Bro. I'm so confused by that. And I know this is not street politics things, but I'm very confused because I just assumed that if you're a street guy and you're talking about to him, that's very unstreet. It's probably one of the most unstreet things you could do in street rules. So
you're like, I don't bother him. I don't talk to him at all.
Yeah, and so the fact that you're on Clubhouse and y'all naming people, I'm like, are y'all? It just seems like everybody's snitching on themselves inadvertently.
Listen.
It just seems weird. I'm like, what am I watching, dog?
I don't want to say Clubhouse is out here offering the bag to try to stay alive, but I think so. Because first of all, I didn't even know people were still on Clubhouse.
Yeah,
at all. And to keep going on and on about this on Clubhouse, and Clubhouse being under the Instagram comments about this stuff, like posting fire emojis and stuff.
Yeah.
I think Clubhouse is like, listen, man, we trying to stay alive. How about this beef thing? I don't know. I have no information on this, but it looks strange all the way around, bro.
Yeah. That's why I just know I'm getting older, bro, because I could care less about any of that stuff. But it's like, why is Tekashi on my timeline? Why are these people beefing on my timeline? I don't care about any of this.
Facts.
Teach me something. Where's the educational stuff? Where the money stuff at?
Facts.
More of that. Less of this bull.
No, I'm good. And I'm just like, that might have been a jam during the pandemic, the early pandemic times. But Clubhouse is one of the things that never panned out to be what it looked like it was going to be. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's time to let it go. I think it's time to let it go, bro. Yeah,
it got weird whenever it got open. The beginning of Clubhouse was great, bro, because it was just like, and I know it sounds terrible because I'm basically saying when everybody was separated, and it was separated, but it's like being in the club. What makes the club fun is being in the section, bro, away from everybody else. That is the funner part.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it, you know what I mean? But
yeah, when you got a table, well, now everybody can get a table.
Yeah, but when
Whole clubs
everybody's
is tables.
yeah, then it's like, it's not as fun.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when everybody came in the clubhouse, that's when it was like, all right, bro. When I see my cousin on there, I'm like, all right, bro, you ain't got nothing of value to offer on here. You don't need to speak at all, bro. You're the last person that needs to speak, bro. If you speak, I'm gonna tell them don't listen to nothing. Don't listen to nothing this man say. So the fact he on Clubhouse in these rooms, I'm like, it's time for me to go. Uninstall.
Yeah. Oh, that's a fact. To even get on Clubhouse, did they even make that for Android?
I think finally at the end.
I had to use my iPhone, which is the phone that I never used. Like that joint is never even turned on. So I got to go to a whole separate phone to even entertain that. So I will never be on Clubhouse again. Long story short, because I got to use a whole separate device for that. And I'm not doing that. That phone is for emergencies only.
It's like that every year. It's like a new social media. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. But I just want to let everybody in the chat know today might be a short show. So if you have questions, please ask them and ask them now.
Yes, sir. Did you see? No, this is kind of messed up. So they said Pop Smoke's friend is saying that he thinks that they used up all his music. Which, okay, so I don't want to say messed up, okay. But what do you think about that? Because I feel like... Hold
on, run that back one more time.
So basically, Pop Smoke's friend basically is saying that all the music he had recorded, they've just been churning it out. Like they just take it and they're just dishing out these verses to people, and then he's dropped 2 albums since he's passed. You know what I'm saying? True. And so it's like, in a way, I get it, because for the family, you capitalize while you can, you know what I'm saying, and try to collect as much as you can and keep everything going. But then, did you see Anderson .Paak's tattoo?
He got Pop Smoke tattoo?
No, he got a tattoo that says, "If I die, do not release any albums that I didn't want you to release." It's like a will.
My man got the "Do Not Resuscitate" message.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. But it's basically, do not release any of my music that I don't want you to release. Like, if I told you don't put this out, if I didn't intend for it to come out, don't put this out.
So who's releasing it?
I think it's the team. Which, I mean, it's tricky though, because I know it's a business at the end of the day, and I know it. You know, his death is like a terrible thing, but I know as a business they still have to function. So it's like weird, you know. But yeah. I don't know if dumping the catalog like that is the smartest thing. But at the same time, I don't know if holding it is better either. But
I'm like, what's the end goal? I think intent matters to me. But like, before I could judge it, it's the intent behind it.
Because I think that my issue with it is, I know I didn't really listen to the last album, but I know the thing was, it was like features that didn't make sense. Like he had a Dua Lipa like feature on the album. It's like they were doing that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It was like, they're not making the best musical decision for his legacy. They're making the best business decision. You know what I'm saying? And that's where it's like, I get it, I understand, but it's still a weird, difficult situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what do you think that is doing for his brand?
I mean, I feel like anybody, a terrible album is gonna hurt your legacy as far as music, like what people associate you with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just, you know, it sucks, bro. Because it's like, you know, what do you do? And it's like, I'm not mad at them for handling their business either. You know what I mean? You probably, if I'm invested in this artist and I've been working on this project and stuff like that, I would want it to finish it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the quality, it still has to be quality though. Like you can make bread, but you have to do it in a way where you are preserving the legacy, because it's not like the man went out at a low point. He was just
going.
Yeah, so like don't turn it into the roller coaster joint where it's just going to drop immediately. Like you have to preserve the legacy and you have to preserve the quality. Now, like you said, you got to make money as a company, but then there's a whole thing of like, well, who's getting the money and that type of thing, which is none of my business. But that all goes behind the what's the intent thing, and that's where that's what would drive me to feel one way or another about this. But it definitely sounds intricate.
Has it ever been one of those like what do they call them, posthumous albums that's done well? Is it ever one that's like, will people really like rock with it after they pass?
I want to say yes, but I can't think of who it would be. Chat, help us out.
Because even with the Michael Jackson ones, people were just like, nah, that's not it. You know what I mean?
And I had some sounds on that album too.
That's right.
I sure did.
But it's just one of the things. It's just like, I don't know, man. Yeah. I can't think of any.
I can't think of any, because even the do albums that the artist was recording and they died.
See, I don't think that counts. Because that's how Pop Smoke is. And that was like a
and I was gonna say Biggie, Life After Death.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a
when I'm thinking about it, like I'm thinking like the state, like I'm gonna put together your music for you and we're gonna package an album of your unreleased stuff. Every time I hear about it, it's always terrible. It's always someone like, yo, this person would not want this. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, man, that's tricky, bro.
Quintendo said Machiavelli. 7 Day Theory. Okay. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, chat still help us out. So Elevate said, what were the gems you had on getting your brand deals and networking from the email? Okay, yeah, that was what I was talking about in the email. So I guess I can go into that now, because a lot of people, when we talked about getting royalties from companies and getting brand deals, people were like, that's cool, but no one ever talks about like how you actually meet these people and how you actually got these deals.
Right.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about two that I got and walk you through exactly who the people are and how it happened. So the first one is In Music. And if you don't know who In Music is a company that owns a whole bunch of companies. They own Akai. I think they own Newmark. They own Sonovox. They own... I don't know if they own Avid. I don't know. But they own a lot of companies. I think it's like 9 companies and growing or something like that. A lot of your favorites. So anyway, I had a deal with them where I get royalties. And the way that happened, I'm gonna walk you through this. Remember that studio that I always talked about from Baltimore, right?
Mm-hmm.
So before I left, before I moved to Atlanta, I remember I went through all the answering machine messages at the studio. I have no idea. Because I came down here, I really kind of didn't have a plan. So I'm like, let me just do as much as I can.
Right.
So one of the people on the answer machine was a guy named Will. And I'll get into who Will is later. So I come to Atlanta and I just start calling people back that had inquiries from the answer machine. So I called Will Jones from New York. My man, shout out to Will Jones. He's not on Instagram much, but he may see this one day. And I don't know why he called the studio. I think he saw my MySpace page or something. That lets you know when this was. It's probably like 2000.
The top 8 let him to you.
Yeah. So this might have been like 2000. This was definitely 2008. And so anyway, I called him. He's just a dude from New York, and he's like, "Yo, man, I think you're dope." Long story short, we started kicking it. He's like, "Yo, I want to help you," and I'm like, me being who I am and being like kind of jaded and weird about the situation, I'm like, why? I'm kind of like, why? He's such a nice dude. I'm just like, why would you want to help me? Like, what do you want? All that type of stuff. I asked him this. He's like, listen, man, I just want to help. And Will's, after knowing him for over probably 12 years, he's just really a great dude. So one of the things that we discussed, he was like, I could reach out to certain companies. I think he was managing somebody at the time. I don't know if he was managing Raw Digger or somebody from New Jersey, but he wasn't like that guy. This is not what he did. But he ended up somehow getting in touch with In Music. And he's like, yo, my guy, he's a sound designer, blah, blah, blah. Is there anything y'all could do? And then he put me in touch with Andy Mack. Andy Mack, the legend.
Oh, word.
Everybody knows Andy Mack from Akai, Talkbox God. Shout out to Andy Mack, man. And that's how I met Andy Mack. And at the time, they were working on the Triggerfinger Pro, which is a people don't know a whole bunch about it, but it's still kind of going overseas. And so I was working with them on that. And there's a whole like sound pack that I did for the Triggerfinger Pro. This back before I was even SoundOracle. It's called the Anomaly sound pack, because that's the name I was going.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So me, Will, and shout out to my lawyer, Anthony Jones. No relation between Will Jones and Anthony Jones, but Will introduced me to Anthony, who became my lawyer.
Oh, so.
And they we all worked it out. And that's how I got the In Music joint, and a long standing relationship still with Andy Mack and those folks over there. So that's just how the In Music one happened. And the second one, Ableton. I'll talk about like how I got cool with the people from Ableton. Once again, shout out to my brother Tech Beats. I got to Ableton through Tech, but let me tell you how I met Tech. At you remember Music House, the studio?
Oh yeah, bro. I spent a lot of time in music.
Facts. It was actually a house that they turned into a studio, actually a residential house. Amazing. So I remember Polo was there for a long time. He had booked it out for months. And this is when I was working with Polo. So one day I'm in Music House, just doing some sound design stuff, messing around. Polo wasn't even there. And in the main room, Donnie Scance was there too. Shout out to Donnie. Yeah, Donnie was engineering Scance, at the legend. Time. The super legend. Shout out to Donnie. But it was a dude in the room, young dude, just kind of messing around. And he was like, yo, you the dude that do all the sounds and all that stuff. He's like, yeah. He's like, Ableton real good, right? And I'm like, yeah. And Tech was into Ableton, but he wasn't like a super Ableton pro. Like he's a pro now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he was like, yo, you mind if I hit you up to ask you about Ableton? And I was like, all right, cool. So we exchanged numbers. And I ain't gonna lie, Tech was hitting me up for a minute, but I was like, this when I was super, super traveling. And I had kept missing this call. And then one day I was in Miami working with Tim. And I never forget, I was in my hotel room. And I think Tech called me like two, 3 times. It was crazy. So I answered the phone. And he's like, yo, man. He's like, yo, I've been trying to get up with you. He's like, I didn't mean to, hit you, but I'm really trying to like get into this. I'm like, damn, he's serious. He's pretty serious about Ableton. So we ended up kicking it, talking, chopping it up. He ended up becoming like my brother, like amazing. And his Ableton skills got so crazy. I think Tech ended up doing in-store demos for Ableton. So like, you be in Guitar Center and somebody end up doing the demos and all that stuff. So he developed a relationship with Ableton doing that. And this is back when I was working on the AI voice command thing. Yeah. And plus you remember like how elaborate my Ableton set was and all this other stuff I was doing and the scratching and all that type of stuff with Ableton. So Tech first of all, Tech introduced me to Houston.
Oh yeah, shout out to Houston.
Shout out to the legend Houston. So he's been on our podcast before. Like that's our guy. I've known Houston probably now for maybe 10 years, going on 10 years, right? So Houston was the Southeast rep for Ableton. And he ended up becoming like, I don't know, the head of whatever for Ableton. So Houston got put on to me. And then I think Houston told Cole's head of artist relations for Ableton. He's like, yo, it was either Houston or Tech that was like, yo, you got to see what this guy is doing with Ableton. So Cole, they're all out in LA. Cole flies in town. I don't think he flew in town just to meet me, but he happened to come in town and they came to the condo. You remember the condo we first started doing the show from. And Cole comes in. And a funny part of this story is there's video of it. It's Cole and me and Tech are doing like we just jamming out. And I'm doing like these crazy like cuts on the keyboard. Remember I used to do that? And that's one of the things. Yeah, one of the things I used to do with Ableton. And the person who filmed the video is the person that came with Cole. And guess who that was? It was a fresh, young-faced Decap.
That's crazy.
Before he was into sound design.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he wasn't even like into the game, but he came, somehow he was with Cole. And he was just in Atlanta, and he just came to my house with Cole. And Decap actually filmed that video of me and Tech. And then,
that's crazy.
Yeah, and then years later, like
Decap is Decap.
Decap is Decap. But yeah, through that though, me meeting Houston and meeting Cole, I ended up doing like Ableton Loop and flying to Germany and featured on their page, and then even doing like presets and sounds and stuff that came with some of the Ableton Live packs that you can still download to this day if you have Ableton. They're free. You can just download them. But those are just two examples of how I ended up working with these companies. And it's through networking of just knowing one person, just one person, and you just never know what is possible. So we always talk about networking across. It's not always up. Like Will was just a random person from an answer machine message that I called, and he just happened to be like a good-hearted go-getter type of guy. And Tech, I just happened to meet Tech in the studio, and he was somebody that had a hunger to know something that I already knew. And then he ended up being in a position and then returned the favor to put me in a position to introduce me to people. So, I mean, it's just, bro, like, so that's how it worked. That's how I got those connections with the companies.
No, that's fire. And I think when people think of placements, they always assume artists, but it's like, bro, it's so many lanes of where you could get money from, bro. Like you can do like how you was doing with the royalty stuff. You know, anywhere is music, dog, or sounds, it's a lane there. Dog, I was doing video game, like for mobile apps. I was doing beats for that stuff. You know what I mean? Bro,
I remember that.
Bro, I enjoyed it. I had so much fun doing that. You know what I'm saying? You telling me I play video games and make beats for it? I'll do that all day. You know what I mean? Yeah. Make a check. Cool. Keep it pushing.
Listen, there are so many different lanes, so many different revenue streams, so many. If you look at any one thing, people look at the thing for what it is in front of them, but look behind that thing and how many jobs or how many things did it take to make this thing a reality. I always use a concert analogy. Like you go to a concert to see a person, but if you look around, there's lighting, there's staging, there's security, there's the venue, there's the food people. Like so many jobs and so many people involved in putting on a concert. Anything you look at, because I used to look at keyboards like the Triton and all that stuff and be like, yo, somebody had to make these sounds,
bro, one by one.
Yeah, someone made these. I kind of want to be a person like that. Like I want to be the person that would make things that people would love to make things with.
No, that's real.
You just got to look behind, break things down to the elements, and then that's where the gems are. That's where the revenue streams are. That's where the jobs are. That's not necessarily where the spotlight is.
Yeah,
but listen,
spotlight and everything,
dog. It's bags everywhere, bro.
When you start realizing the spotlight doesn't always equal money, you're like, I kind of like being in the back. I'm not mad at the back. The back is pretty cool.
You got to be built for the spotlight.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, because only a few, to me, I mean, you can make money. Don't get it wrong. If you're in the spotlight, it's possible. But a lot of people get it twisted thinking that it automatically equates to what and what. And it's like, no, it don't work like that, bro. Like, no. Sometimes people be in the spotlight and they got all this fame, but they be broke and don't got nothing. But the person in the back got security. It's consistent. They know it. You know what I mean? So it's like, hey, man.
Facts. Plus, the spotlight, you could be stressed out. It's very demanding to be the person in the spotlight. And a lot of people just are not built for it. And everyone thinks that they want to be the superstar. They want to be this, that, and the third. You have to be a certain type of person or else it's going to break you like quickly.
That's right.
Quick. So the people that you see on top that have been legends for a long time and still doing it, salute them for more than their talent, because their lifestyle, the people that they have to deal with, their schedules, the pitfalls, the shadiness that goes along, like it's so much stuff. So to have longevity and to be a legend still to this day, that shit is tough, bro. I salute them for sure.
That's right. Did you see it's a clip of Vince Staples and he's talking about how he made his album specifically for like video games and streaming?
I posted that on my IG.
Okay, yeah. I thought it was genius, bro. It's like, yo, like, bro, it's a whole different lane, bro, of like, and it's untapped, bro, and it's, man, I thought it was genius, bro, because I feel like Vince is always like tapped in. He's a super smart dude. Like, I don't know if you ever watch Vince, you could tell, like, oh, he gets it, bro. Like he understands what's going on. And bro, like that Madden 2K, like that lane,
all of that stuff hit.
And you gotta think, you gonna hear that song so many times, bro. It's so many songs that I only know because I play 2K, bro. And I know the whole whole song, and I don't really care for the song. It's not even like I like the song. It's just on, and I'm playing the game. So it's like, yeah, I'm pick it up, bro. Them streams, man, run that drain up, dog.
That's
So
smart,
be creative,
super smart, bro. Super
yes,
smart. Just want to shout out a few people and shout out to Masada NPC.
yes, sir.
He said in music owns everything. Yes, indeed. He already knows. He already knows. Nope. Now's not the time for that. Now is not the time.
I saw Ponzu in here too. What up, Ponzu?
Yeah, shout out Ponzu, man. Yeah, we already shouted out Wiseman. Yeah.
Masada says NFT audio is gonna be the big next big thing.
I believe it.
Yeah. You see, you saw Tory Lanez sold his project. Hey, yo, so he did it smart, bro. Did you see that?
I did.
That's
he killed
pretty
it.
genius. I'm not mad at it, bro. I like the way he marketed because he made it accessible. That's where I feel like before NFTs was like you only hear like Logan Paul and these like athletes buying these 600,000 crypto punk. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, like nobody can understand that. But if you're telling people like, hey, I'm gonna sell you this NFT for $1 and you can resell it and you can whatever. If you resell it for $15, you pocket whatever.
Smart.
Hey, that's a good offer. You know what I mean? That's you giving somebody it's like a value. You putting another value to that music. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's $1, it's still like, all right, cool. It's a good investment. And the fact that he made $1 million that quick, I mean, I'm sure it's overhead and all that, but you know,
yeah,
overall,
still.
Yeah, that's impressive, dog. It's super. His marketing team, I ain't gonna front. Torey marketing team is good, bro.
Yeah,
he been hitting, bro.
His team overall,
bro. Because even with the Cassidy stuff, bro, he been going crazy. I'm like, bro, like calm down.
He's smart, bro.
Yeah,
smart. Man, so let's see. Does anybody have any questions? I'm not gonna lie. I think it's about tap time for me.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
So how NFC is gonna change music? Oh man, we're gonna have to do that next year. That's a long process of debates and and ups and downs. Because I mean, I do believe in it, but I do think it's gonna take some time. But I do think, like, I think the Tory Lanez stuff is a small chip on making it make more sense, right? It's like these little small things is what's gonna make it more like palatable for people. And I think once it's like people figured out, you know what I mean, like how to like package it and like make it easier for common people to understand, that's when it's gonna go. But until then, and it's still hard to explain it, and people don't understand it, it's not gonna sell like that. To me personally, that's what I think.
100. Wait, before we get out of here, you gonna buy your tickets to go to Soldier Field to see Kanye next concert?
Bro, I'm dog. Did you see the clip? Was it producer culture? I want to say Nas Moore was talking about. I think he was working on a Kanye joint, and he was like, "Oh yeah, all those are demos." I'm like,
of course,
I tried, bro. I had a homie's like, "No, he dropped it, man." I'm like, dog,
all those are unfinished. People are like, "Yo, the lack of drums on that one song is really refreshing." I'm like, Slim, it's not finished.
And because like even with the hi-hats, I'm like, bro, it's no hi-hats. And I'm thinking it's on purpose. Then I'm like, bro, that's they just ain't finished. Right. It's just we just ain't done yet. You know what I mean? But no, hopefully by next show, it is an album we could talk about, but I don't know. Ain't no telling this album coming out.
Yeah, I don't know. But at this point,
I think if it don't come out by next week, it's gonna turn from people excited to people very angry, and then it's gonna be a whole different narrative. So hopefully he puts it out soon, because I feel like it's gonna get ugly. Yeah. I feel like people are gonna get real upset.
Hey man, you can't rush a masterpiece, man. And I'm like, I can if you gave me a date when you told me you were gonna give it to me and didn't. That's not rushing you at this point. That's just trying to hold you to your word.
Exactly.
Yeah, so craziness. But listen, man. Sorry for the short show this week, guys, but we got the move.
What you got to promote, man? What you got going on?
Man, listen. Oh, yo, this weekend, the Total Bundle. Special back. Price. It is. It's back this weekend only. It's like, I also put that in the email, but I might as well say it on the show. Yeah, the Total Bundle. If you happen to catch this, head to SoundOracle.net. Check out the Total Bundle and
get all of them. Like
Merry
Pokemon.
Christmas.
Catch them all.
It's facts. Merry Christmas. Also, the art of mastering, going ham. Shout out once again to everybody who is now mastering their own music, making it sound great, and have also turned it into a revenue stream by mastering music for other people. Told y'all it was one of the easiest ways to get the bag.
Sure.
Some people took heed, and now they are cashing in on the benefits. So shout out to you all. If you haven't gotten it yet, it's not too late. SoundOracle.net. It's the first banner up there. Just click on it, and you too could be part of the Mastering Greatness.
Yes, sir.
What you got, family?
So I was supposed to take off my 808 deal, but I had a crazy week, and so I haven't even looked at it. So it's there. So if you want to get 808s, 808 MIDI, bass one shots, ebooks, all of that stuff for $5.99, bro. You know what I mean? Still available. And then also Drill Up is going crazy. People die. You know, it made me proud because, you know, when the New Yorkers are hitting you like, oh, this drill pack is, someone told me it was sturdy. I had the Urban Dictionary. I just wanted to make sure I understood the reference of how sturdy the pack was. You know what I mean? I'm not a New Yorker. You know what I mean? I've been in the South, so I wanted to make sure I understood
sturdy.
How, you know, I knew it was good, but I just wanted to make sure I was valid. You know what I mean? And so I felt proud, dog. You know what I mean? I've only been in New York once in my life, but I felt like, you know what I mean? For me to successfully make a really good drill pack and people love it, and the UK show love and New York show love, I feel like that's an accomplishment, bro. Because they picky, bro. You know what I mean? Because it's one of the things. If it's wrong, they gonna clown you. You know what I mean?
Dog, that is fire. And by the way, I'm gonna make a list of things I should not call sturdy.
Apparently, bro, I didn't know that was, you know. Didn't know
I'm not mad at the slang.
I'm not mad. I understood when I was reading. I was like, context clues, I get it, but let me Urban Dictionary make sure, you know what I mean? He ain't saying nothing that I should be, you know, take offense to.
I can't wait to have a whole weekend of calling everything sturdy that I like.
Oh yeah. It's valid.
Yo, this dinner right here you made, babe, sturdy.
Keep it up.
Sturdy, son. Yeah, but anyway, listen, man. Thank y'all. And by the way, I see a lot of people showing love in here, talking about the gyms, and they appreciate everything that's going on. So listen, we really appreciate it. Everybody loves what's going on. So thank you all. Those cheers are for you. Those air horns, guess what? They're also for you too.
More fire.
Because the UnQuantized podcast squad, incredibly sturdy.
So the sturdiest.
The sturdiest.
The most sturdy.
Listen, man, you already